Hello and welcome everybody, it's Rose Smith here from AbsoluteSoulSecrets.com. Thanks for joining me today for the Caring Cancerian September horoscope. We've got a great month coming up this month actually, and for you have a thing called the Finger of God. Another name is Yod. It's actually pointing to a very spiritual and creative energy in your career zone. Okay, if you don't work, if you don't have a career or a vocation, something that makes your heart sing, it could be your general life direction, the path that you're following. Okay, so some brilliant flashes of insight coming to you this month, thanks to this Finger of God that I'll talk more about shortly. The other thing to note is that Venus is going into Virgo and Libra this month, so that will be pretty meaningful for Taurians and also for Librans. Mercury is turning retrograde on the 9th of the month until the 3rd of October, also in Virgo and Libra, so that'll be even extra for them. Uranus is turning retrograde, okay, this month on the 24th until the 22nd of January 2023. Normally we probably wouldn't feel this very much. It's out in the background. It's one of those transpersonal planets right out at the edge of the solar system almost. And it often turns retrograde, like for long periods of time, months and months. So for you caring Cancerians, it is in your 11th house, so you might find a new way of perceiving or dealing with friends, groups and connections basically, and even your hopes and dreams. Maybe you'll update them in some way. Okay, just to briefly explain, I like to draw 2 tarot cards as theme cards for the month for you, and then we'll have a look at your horoscope in depth. If you are new, subscribe and be alive and hit that notification bell right now. Thank you very much. All right, let's go to the board. Here's your horoscope. Look at all that activity down the bottom that we'll come to in a moment. But let's look at these cards first so we can see what's happening. All right, so closing my eyes now for you caring Cancerians. I feel it's like your heartbeat. And there's an emotional overtone with the heartbeat. Okay, so it's not just your heart inside your chest, your body, but it's like all of the emotions and the spirit that goes with that. And it's beating a little faster than normal. So what is it that can make your heart beat faster than normal? Might be a good thing. Let's have a look and see what card comes up for you. Okay, now this is about a relationship. Your heart would have beat, I don't know, beat or beated? Beat, I think. Beat faster than normal at some point regarding a previous relationship. But there's a bit of sadness and despondency there now. See these white roses here? They indicate a spiritual connection with this person. And so yes, there was a real connection, but it's hard to get that onto the physical level and to get it to work on a physical level. We have the red rose underneath, which is like true love. And it wasn't that, you know, you didn't love this person enough, perhaps, that there wasn't enough love there. It's just that to manifest anything physically is not easy. But there's good news coming out of this, because you see Spirit is literally giving you some energy this month, sending a whole heap of little butterflies around your head, which means there's new ideas coming. And from the relationship, might have happened a long time ago. You know, you might just have some memories come back this month, September, and be thinking about it. But from that, you'll get some new ideas. So the other thing I want to mention is, yes, there's green, there's growth, and the gold of the solar plexus, okay? So this is about helping you to achieve on a physical level. The gold is about confidence, it's about self-esteem and getting stuff done. All right, let's look at the second half of the month now for you caring Cancerians. Let me just settle in here. I get the letter Y. Think of men's underpants. I don't know, the old-fashioned white ones, you know, in the old days. Don't know, Y fronts, that's why. They were called Y fronts in those days, which was sort of like the shape, you know, in the front. Why did, you could be asking a lot of questions, why did this have to happen? And things like that. Let's see what card comes out for you. We get the Four of Pentacles. It's about your money. Okay, so there is a bit of a challenge with it. There's a sort of mountain, you know, here on either side and a mountain at the back. But just to let you know, there is a way through this challenge. You're walking, it's not a straight path, it's a bit of a convoluted path. And you might do something, then you have to do something else, and you do something else and zigzag your way out of it. But yeah, if you do have money problems, know that it's temporary. It doesn't have to be forever. And you see here she's working on a laptop, I was going to say. She's working on a rock, but it actually looks like a laptop. And I always think it's a laptop every time I look at it. And so Four of Pentacles is suggesting that through work, you may be able to see your way clear somehow. It's not a good idea to cling to money or to, you know, some people get very sort of ambitious around money and they cling to it too tightly. That can actually, if you're sort of focused on lack or poverty thinking, that can actually play against you. It's like you can get stuck in the fear then. And your identity of who you are, it's not a good idea to base that around money or base it around what you do for a living, for example, you know, because eventually you're going to stop doing that and you'll still be a person and you'll still be worthwhile and valuable just for the fact that you are a human. But it's not all that negative. It's just, this is helping you come to the realization of what reality is, but also that there is a way out of any possible financial difficulties. All right, so there are your cards. Now let's have a look at this even more closely. So I'll make it bigger. And then we're going to put the cards here and here. 2 number 4s, which is interesting. In numerology, the number 4 is about building, having some structure in your life and building slowly making slow, steady progress, building up something. Okay, we're up to your horoscope now. Here it is. Here's the finger of God I mentioned before, and this point here is called the focal point. The focal planet is Jupiter in your house of career, vocation, reputation, or general life direction. Sometimes it indicates a parent, usually the mother, but not always. But it's like the energy of these 3 planets, Jupiter, the Sun, and also the Moon at the beginning of the month. So the first day of the month, for a few hours, you could get some really brilliant flash about how to improve your life or improve your career in some way. So do make a note of that and write it down. Then you've got a T-square here as well, which does suggest a challenge, and we've got Saturn, Uranus, and Venus here in your second house. Venus looks after finances, and so you'll probably notice this. There's a bit of tension that happens. The other things, Mercury retrograde, I've already talked about Uranus. And now to look at your horoscope in depth. Mars sextiling Jupiter from the 30th of August to the 3rd of September, opening new doors and opportunities, especially around your career or your reputation. Any action or initiative that you feel like taking is probably going to end up leading to a good result. Partnerships and joining other people for mutual benefit is probably going to work out pretty well. You're likely to have more energy than usual, and maybe you'll be interested in doing some sport, especially team sports. 1st of September to the 5th of September, Mercury opposition Jupiter, You could be feeling a bit mentally restless. Maybe it's difficult to concentrate, and self-discipline is at an all-time low. Yes, so maybe stay out of the kitchen. Or you'll be snacking on biscuits all day or something. It's a good time. As far as practical matters, it's probably hard to focus on practical things. But yeah, anything to do with that's about fun or gambling or taking risks, you might be interested in that. Reading is, can work out pretty good now, especially if you're reading anything about expanding your mind or taking a trip or planning a vacation. 3rd of September to the 28th of September, Venus moves into your 3rd house from the 2nd into the 3rd, and you're likely to have cooperative neighbours and agreeable relationships with other people. It's a great time to socialise and make friendly overtures to other people. Also, attending cultural events and taking short trips for pleasure is also likely to be quite satisfying. 3rd of September to the 7th of September, Mars squares Sun. Now, do watch this because Mars can bring incidents and accidents. Mars is pushing you into the future. So be very careful when you're driving that you're not speeding, because you might be thinking about all the things you've got to go to town and do. I've got to go to the mailbox, I've got to go to the bank. You might be thinking like that and trying to get there, and slowly your foot's going down on the accelerator. You could get booked, so watch for that. It's better to work alone if you can, because trying to cooperate with people, you might find a little bit frustrating during this time. You could be a bit impatient or irritable, so do watch for that. Incidents and accidents, be careful of. 10th of September, full moon in Pisces up here in your 9th house can give you a bit of a shake-up, so that you have some realisations around what you have to do to expand your life and how to live a fuller life. Maybe you'll be looking at spirituality, travel, or perhaps some sort of formal study. It could even be study that you do off your own back, but it's probably got some sort of recognition or approval attached to it in some way. Anything where you can expand your horizons. Now, from the 10th of September, Mercury is retrograde, so if you are travelling, be very careful. It could be delays or glitches. Don't give up. Just plan very carefully and allow extra time. It's also a good time for putting things into perspective and getting your life in order. The 8th of September to the 12th of September sees Mars square your MC. And so there could be a little bit of resistance where you want to change things as far as your career goes, especially, or here in your 9th house of travel or the higher mind studies. So do watch for that. As I said before, try to work on your own as much as you can. 4th of September to the 20th, Jupiter opposition Mercury. Okay, so after the 10th is when it goes retrograde. Before that, you're likely to be quite talkative and optimistic. It's like you can see things from a bigger perspective, and answers come into your head. You can resolve problems. A good time for travelling and attending seminars and business functions before the 10th. It's also a good time for public speaking and advertising. But after the 10th, as I said before, there could be some sort of glitch or delay. So if you're doing large-scale marketing or promotions, maybe do a few tests first, because it might not be what you think it is. After the 10th, things become more internalised or slow down, perhaps. Your enthusiasm and optimism could still be high, but you might be a little bit unrealistic about the results. 17th of September to the 21st, Mars sextile Chiron, giving you a lot of vitality, spirit, inspiration and positivity. You can find innovative solutions to problems, and you'll think up things that you've never thought before. so you can resolve any outstanding matters. You can be more effective in presenting your ideas and theories to others if you're careful, okay? You don't want any misunderstandings from Mercury retrograde. You might also be interested in healing your body, or perhaps healing your mind or spirit. 21st of September to the 23rd of October, the Sun moves into your 4th house here. So this brings your domestic affairs and your family into focus. It's a great time to build trust in your family group and build a strong foundation within yourself. And if you can do that, no matter what you meet in the outside world, you'll always have a strong base to return to. Your home becomes more important to you now, and it's a great place to meditate and do some inner reflection. Maybe make a little meditation room or a little area or a shrine or something where you can sit and meditate. It's a great time also to give your home some extra attention. 23rd of September until the 10th of October, Mercury retrograde in your 3rd house here. I'll put the arrow the wrong way. Sorry, the arrow should go from the 4th back to the 3rd. I haven't got a texter here. Oh well, not to worry. Oh yes, I do. There we are. Okay, so it should be like that, not like that. Okay, so with Mercury retrograde in your 3rd, you probably have mental restlessness, and you feel a bit, sometimes you feel a bit sort of, not anxious, it's sort of like restless leg syndrome. You want to get out and do stuff, but maybe you can't decide what you want to do. You could be doing a lot of chatting over the back fence to the neighbours. Maybe the time just disappears and then you realise you've been talking for an hour and got nothing done. That's always possible. Short excursions and frequent outings around your local area. Normally for business it would be a good time to take a trip, but with Mercury retrograde then it might be problematic with delays, or you go to have an appointment with somebody for work and then they're not there and you get mucked around like that. So confirm everything before you leave. Give them a quick call and make sure they're organised for you if you've got to go and meet people for work. 25th sees a new moon here in your 4th house, and this gives you quite a strong desire to be at home for comfort, security, and your privacy becomes more important along with your family. Okay, so just staying at home, pottering around the house, socialising with friends and inviting friends over is likely to happen during this period of time. 27th of September to the 22nd of October, Venus moves into your 4th house as well, and there could be a beautiful spirit of cooperation with your family. It could be warm and affectionate. Maybe you want to make yourself beautiful, or your home beautiful, and you set about fixing things around the house. Maybe you do some painting or decorating, landscaping, that sort of thing. And it's a great time to do some entertaining and invite friends over. 28th of September to the 5th, Mercury retrograde opposition Neptune. Okay, this is not a good time to make an important decision or to sign a contract. Try and put it off if you can. If you have to sign a contract, then something may change, and then you have to go back and change the contract and change your mind about something. Maybe you order something and then you find that you can't get the colour blinds that you wanted, or the colour car that you wanted, for example. Your thinking could be a bit fuzzy or unclear, but on the upside your imagination is likely to be very active, so it's a great time for writing or sort of creating, doing music, doing art, that sort of thing. 29th of September to the 5th of October, Mars trines Saturn, and your concentration is likely to be excellent and you become very serious about your work. You can accomplish real things and distractions don't put you off as much as they normally do. If you have any disagreeable tasks, things that you put off, you probably get stuck in and get them done. You've got more patience and more ability to do painstaking work. You've probably got a lot more self-control and self-discipline, and you'll get positive results in the long run because of that. 12th of September to the 1st of December, Saturn squares Uranus. This is the most difficult one. You're likely to get a bit frustrated now. There's a feeling of, having a wet blanket thrown on your ideas or your projects. You could feel limited or blocked in some way. You might have very creative ideas, but you can't make them physical for some reason. It's not the best time to speed in the car, especially with all that Mars energy I mentioned before. But with this also, that brings the likelihood that, you could get pulled over and get a speeding ticket or something like that. So do watch that. So it's a time just of perseverance and patience. Be determined, because this time will pass. And the upside is that wise actions that you take now will help build a stable base for greater freedom in the future, okay? And any tension or stress that you're going through, it'd be a good time to have a massage, do some stretching or outdoor exercises, and maintain good health habits now. All right, so Cancer, that's your horoscope. I hope it's useful for you. Please leave a comment or a like. Share on your socials, that would be fabulous. And if you are new, subscribe and be alive. Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate your watching, and I'll see you all again soon. Have a fabulous month, and bye for now. Thanks so much for watching. Please visit my website absolutesoulsecrets.com for all things spiritual. Have a lovely day.